Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the violence, you thought the fireworks went off last time these two companies squared off, wait till you see what's ahead here at Yards Collide Labor Day weekend. Just maybe the biggest super promotion show in Wisconsin backyard wrestling history. And to talk about that is four of those key participants, including two who are going to be in the main event in a three doors down match. The other two participants also hold gold and in some cases multiple championships. They're going to talk about their respective matches, plus who knows what else is in store. Who knows who else from each company is going to come on, and maybe even a special surprise or two. If you thought the fireworks, you thought the violence and Equalizer 3 like I just saw was big, wait until tonight unfolds and some. Our guests are no strangers to Sportswire Radio. They need no introduction, but because they've been here so many times and they're institutions and they're champions in all cases here, they deserve that introduction that they should always get. So with that, wait for it. Further ado here on a Sports Report. Number one, global sports show for the Yards Collide Show this Saturday from WCE, the brand new RCW Underground Champion of the World. They call him Dark Fire.
Right now,
And
brothers.
the brand new Interstate Openweight Champion, his first championship, non-RCW in a decade. They call him the Resident Rockstar Sean Cody. And they call them the Foundation. One of them is the reigning, defending IMF Champion of the World, the Jovi's Vlog Champion of the World, and the number one contender to the LMFP Championship. And it's his show, as he would remind us. His name is Open Black. And the other half of the Foundation here with us is one half of the reigning, defending IMF Tag Team Champions of the World. Here's the popular monster himself. His name is Soldier G. Fellas, how you doing?
Great.
Hey,
Reverend.
Hey, Jovi. Is he who's new vlog champion?
You're disgusting. First off, you are disgusting for one for smoking cigarettes. Two, that is
This
even
belt
more disgusting
means
that you
10
put your
times more.
That's great. Stop smoking cigarettes and stop putting them on my belt, boy. You should be privileged to be on my vlog to begin with.
You should. You really
We're
should.
bringing relevancy to your vlog.
Ungrateful bastard.
People only watch it because we have that belt now.
Unfortunately, we have that belt.
Unfortunately,
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, we are.
I got a good night's sleep last night. I wasn't listening to that belt cry for Jovi. I wasn't listening to the belt scream, sing the Backstreet Boys. I got some sleep. How'd you sleep, Bowman?
I locked it in the truck last night. I didn't want to listen to it
Wow.
cry and bitch and moan. It smells like cheap beer, cheese curds, and oh yeah, failure.
Ooh. Well,
I mean,
I'll
Mark
say
Packer
one
held it a
thing.
few times.
So far, the camera of the resident rock star Sean Jovi and Darkfire is off to a very, very slow start here. So hopefully the guys can fix their cameras because yet again, here we go when it comes to IMF and WCE. And I have a bunch of comments here. So I'm going to have to start right off the bat with the IMF guys because Jovi and Darkfire almost lost in translation once again here. But guys, you've got perfect cameras, and I'm going to go right to the bat. I'm going to go with you, Soldier, first because Soldier, I mean, you are unstoppable right now. That's the word that I would pretty much describe you. I saw what you did in that Terry Funk Tornado tag match, and I've seen pretty much what you've done, what you've said, and I mean, you ran roughshod over Sean Jovi and Darkfire. The last time we saw you guys in a ring in Iowa, so we turn the tables and go to Wisconsin. So for those that are listening and watching on Sportzwire Radio, tell us what you think and how you're feeling about 48 hours or so from now when we see you guys square off in the ring, this time in the main event between yourself and the resident rock star Sean Jovi, 3 doors down, a match that you've been wanting for a long time.
I'm going to do exactly what I've been saying I'm going to do. I'm going to show up, whip his ass. He's going to become the Foundation's bitch. And the first thing I'm going to make him do is drop his best friend with his finish.
Look at that.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
No Circle Jerk Foundation's going to make me knock him out.
Whoa.
All right, buddy.
Hey, when I beat you, Jovi, you're part of the Foundation. Well, we lead the Foundation, me and Omen. So whatever me and Omen tell you to do, you're going to have to do it because you're the Foundation bitch.
You know what? And
because remember, after you lose to me, because you, like I said, you are going to lose to me. Like he said, I'm unstoppable right now. Did you see what I did to, sorry to bring it up, Omen, but did you see what I did to the House of Wolves all weekend long?
why? Hey, I'm not.
Even though the Wolves even tried to bring in a professional with the sieve. Did you see what happened? I beat the hell out of all the House of Wolves all weekend long.
Hold on, they're not. The House Wolves is no more.
I mean, it's still going.
You got the belt, Omen. So I mean, the House of Wolves maybe no more, but you know what? You're carrying the belt that a lot of people in the Midwest would like. So maybe you got the better deal after all.
You know what? I want to say this to piggyback what Soldier said, Jovi.
Sure.
Hey, Darkfire. You know what? The way you saw your best friend in handcuffs getting beat down by a man, you weren't really that too worried. Like you've seen him in that certain situation before, getting beat down by men in handcuffs.
Are you serious?
You guys want to respond? I mean, Mr. Jovi and Mr. Darkfire, obviously you guys were the toast of WCE and the toast of Wisconsin backyard wrestling about 2 weeks ago, but will it be the same coming up here this Labor Day weekend? And tell us why and more.
I will tell you why. Because
Tell me
we have
why.
heart.
Yes.
Did you not see my match with James Marshall? Hell, Copper
I did.
Dragon saw it. A well-known TikToker who gave it 6 fucking stars. Excuse my French, but yes, 6 stars. Not 5, not 4 or less, 6. So guess what? I think I'm on fire too, man. You think you're on fire, Soldier? Man, I am burning with a fire. What you guys did to me in IMF put a fire under my ass. I had the best match of my career and the biggest win of my career. And I'm coming off of it trailblazing. I'm coming for you, Soldier. Whether you like it or not, I am not joining that little circle jerk of yours.
Let me ask you, though, a question, the resident rockstar. And I'll get to comments in a second. But I want to ask you something because you said something after your match. And you talked about the fact that you're WCE and you're not concerned about these other companies throughout the Midwest. You mentioned IMF. You'd mentioned a few others, DKW, who was supposed to be with us, but obviously different things had happened. We wish the guys nothing but the best. But, I mean, you're going to be in the spot here. You said it yourself. You're the face of WCE. You've got the title that you took off the guy who was the measuring stick. The pressure's going to be on you. I mean, how are you going to deal with that?
I had a lot of pressure on me. Yes, that is true. But you know what? Sometimes being under pressure lights a fire under asses, and that is exactly what's happening. I won this title in front of friends, family, all my peers. We actually had a crowd for the show. It was the best feeling in the world.
Yes, now
And there's
but you
gonna
had
be a
crowd.
better
I
feeling
agree
than
with you
that.
that you had a crowd, but will you have that same crowd Labor Day
The
weekend?
first time in history, a crowd showed up to WCE.
And if you don't have that crowd, conversely, how will you be able to will yourself in a match that's going to be difficult? This is going to be grueling. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to this. So talk to us about how you're going to be able to deal with some of those things for the audience watching and listening.
Well, what can I say? I delivered a few weekends ago. I'm going to deliver again. I said I'm on a King's Road.
You
And
did.
Copper said it himself. I did the right way of backyard wrestling King's Road when I defeated James. So I think the King's Road's going to continue this upcoming weekend when I put Soldier through not one, not two, but 3 goddamn tables and show why I'm the superior monster of the Midwest.
You want to respond, Soldier?
Well, yeah, you messed up, man. It's doors, not tables. So you don't believe. I don't believe anything you just said.
Well,
For one, is your
table.
parent? I do have one question, Jovi. Is your parents going to be there this weekend?
I don't want them there because they're
No,
gonna
I want them there because I want them to see. I want them to see what I'm going to do to their baby boy. I want them to watch when I beat the hell out of you. I'm going to get in your dad's face and I'm going to be like, you raised this pussy, you're going to get your ass whooped, man. And I want your family to be there.
Man, your family.
I'm begging you, bring your family. Bring your family so they can watch the fall of Jovi. Bring your trainer, Miss, what's her name? Tammy or whatever. Bring her along too. I want you to bring everybody you got because I want them all to watch the fall of Jovi.
Never gonna happen.
The summer of Jovi comes to an end this Saturday. It comes to an end when I destroy you. And if your boneheaded buddy wants to get involved, I have another concerto waiting for him too.
You know, I want to ask Darkfire a question before I come back to Omen Black, and I will get to comments in a second. You know, Darkfire, a lot of people are wondering, can Darkfire hang now in the big time? Can Darkfire hang with the big boys? Sean Jovi, we've established. He's been here on the stage before. Certainly James Marshall, who's not here, we've established that he can go. He's the measuring stick. You know, we've established that.
He's the measuring stick of not showing up. That's what he is.
Well, I'll let him answer that, but he's not going to answer. You guys, respectively in the foundation, have been everywhere. I've seen you guys in multiple promotions and other promotions that we cover on Sportswire. I'm going to see you guys probably in those spots later on in the fall. But Darkfire, a lot of people are wondering, okay, fine. You cashed in the ticket. You got the RCW title from Crenson. You proved a point, sure. But can you hang now at the biggest stage?
I sure can, Reverend. I definitely can, and I'll tell you why.
Tell them why.
I will. Because I'm ready to prove myself to the world that I'm a good champion. And
Son, you're only champion because you're a friend right there. You're only champion because you're friends with Jovi. Yurk shows up. When Yurk shows up, when we show up on Saturday, Yurk's taking that title from you. Your first title defense, he's taking it.
He won it on
You
his
know,
own.
that's a fair point, by the way, you know, Darkfire, because they say in sports and even in wrestling, sometimes the first title defense is the hardest title defense. You haven't been in this spot in a while. All these other guys have been champions here. They've been at the top of the mountain. They've been in the main event. They've been in this spot. They're comfortable with it. This is now where people are going to be paying attention to you from all over the place, all over the yard, all over the underground, YouTube, you name it. They're going to be paying attention to you. I mean, there's a lot of pressure here. First title defense.
Yeah, you are correct. It's a hell of a lot of pressure indeed, and I'm willing to take it on, head on.
Okay, well, we'll certainly find out here. And, you know, Omen Black. It is your show on Sportswire Radio. And I want to come back to you because obviously you have been a busy man. You're almost auditioning to be a belt collector, it seems, these days. Whether you like the Jovi's blog or not, some other belts, you've got multiple belts at the moment. But, you know, you said a lot about James Marshall and James Marshall obviously lost his interstate championship. You're undefeated in these tables matches. So I guess for those that are listening and watching, they shouldn't even bother watching this match because James Marshall isn't here, and maybe he's preparing for his final words or his funeral coming up here. I mean, tell us why that might be the case and anything else you might want to share.
You know what, Tom? Like you said, it's my show, and every time I come on the show, I've been speaking nothing but the truth. Look at Matthew Versaken. I know foundation and everything, but I told you from day one I was going to beat him.
Yep, you did.
Anthony Steele. I said to everyone, I'm going to beat him.
Yeah, you took him right to the Indies. You put him right back in the Indies, and he's got photo ops on Monday Night Raw. I mean, that's what Anthony Steele is up to these days,
Look at Chalk. I beat him.
True.
He hasn't been to LMFP in a long time.
How about Jordan Nets? What you did to Jordan Nets? He had help from the fans, and it still didn't help him keep the title.
He had help from Felix. And dare I say he had help from the House of Wolves. Those
and he still couldn't get the job done.
Betrayed me. They turned on me. And it still wasn't enough. Now, even his mom helped him.
Well,
And she hits like a girl. I don't care.
Okay, well, I'm going to plead the fifth on some of that, but I will.
And now look at LMFP. I'm putting them on the map, being number one contender.
Well, it's your show, Omen.
I went through Mephisto, Clay Evans, some other curtain jerkers that happen to be in the product. Beat IMF guys. Ryan Romantic, I'm going to beat you too. And I heard it's a tables match. So you might as well just hand me the belt at this point.
Well, as far as I understand, your record is perfect when it comes to tables matches.
8-0. 8-0.
So it's the new Goldberg streak, pretty much. That's what it sounds like to me.
You know what? And I give Jordan this. And James. They're the only ones who challenged me in tables matches. Because no one else has the guts or the balls to come change it.
Let me ask you one point on James Marshall. Tell me your thoughts on this, because we know that James Marshall does his talking in the ring. James Marshall, we've established long ago here on Sportzwire and in WCE, he is the measuring stick. Are you concerned in any way, though, that there is a possibility maybe you're overlooking James Marshall and focused on outside interest and outside things, whereas you guys have been all over the place and just maybe James Marshall knows something or is more prepared than we realize? Is that fair to say, or what's your thought?
It's not hard to overlook a little person. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
The measuring stick is a midget. How ironic. Now,
Dwarf. Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled, Omen. Dwarf.
I dare anyone to cancel.
Well, considering the size of you, I'm not going to cancel you, but I am going to get to some comments here because a lot of people have said hello here. First of all, Adonis Felios, the Drip King, who has his own show, by the way, the Felios Effect, I heard. So, obviously, if anybody gets bored of me, Omen, if you want to replace somebody else, maybe Adonis can be up for the job. Evening, Tom, WCE IMF. I want to say hello, obviously, to Mr. Downey himself, the foundation in the house. Why am I wearing the op shirt? Because I don't have an IMF shirt. I mean, I thought I was getting one in the mail. That's why I actually didn't have anything else to wear. So.
I blame this guy over here to my...
I'm busy being champion.
Okay, fair. Well, I will say, look, if there's a way, I'll even purchase an IMF shirt. So if somebody gives me a link.
No. You're my employee. I'll give you one. It's like
I can
like
afford
your employee outfit.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like an employee.
You want that IMF Foundation shirt, or which one you want?
Give me whatever you got. I'll wear it on the air. Whatever you want.
You don't want Foundation shirt.
I'm an employee of yours, Omen. So whatever shirt you want to give me, I'm going to wear it. I got to toe the company line.
I pay you so handsomely.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. His blog, well, we addressed that already. Also says, love the shirts, brother. Yeah, almost got a like late summer vibe to him. We say hello to our friends ROEW Backyard Wrestling on YouTube and Instagram. My best friend, let's go. Then just kidding. CJ Black is in the house. Shut up, stupid ROEW social media manager. They're my best friends. Let's go.
Oh, there's our best friend talking.
There we go. There he is.
Uncle Rico.
Is Uncle Rico? What is Uncle Rico doing?
Who the hell is Uncle Rico?
Napoleon Dynamite, kid. Napoleon Dynamite. Uncle Rico. I can throw a football over that mountain.
Man, I
Quick
swear to
start,
God, if
that
Chevy
man has a
Chase would have
drinking
put me
problem.
in, I would have beat Craven Rage.
I want to say hello to my guest on Monday, Mr. Justin Parsley. Parsley's himself from XCW, which I know Foundation. You guys are going to be showing up there later this fall. So obviously, you might be seeing somebody in the locker room here, Mr. Parsley. And he says, "What happens when the Foundation starts getting cracks in it? Does the structure eventually collapse?" You guys want to?
I guess you're going to have to find out when we show up to XCW.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to collapse is that kid. So.
Okay, well, we'll certainly want to plug, though, XCW while we have a minute. XCW Shelbyville on YouTube, XCW_Shelbyville on Instagram, XCW Shelbyville on Facebook. And please support our friends over at XCW Shelbyville. We are going to have coverage of more XCW shows ahead here this week. I think Tuesday now we're looking at. So stay tuned for more details. Also, want to plug Justin, he's on Parsley on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and he is also the co-host of the Protect Life Show, which talks about sports, talks about music, mental health. So go out and check out the show. I think we're going to have it here on Sportzwire Radio's internet radio station, sportnarium.com.
I'll say this. There's a reason why Fletch is bringing us in. It's because the Foundation is just that popular.
So basically, Fletch is bringing you guys in because it's what's best for business?
Any company that brings us in is best for business.
But especially XCW, right? Because XCW, to me,
the cream of the crop.
I say they're the gold standard all the time. They are the gold standard in this sport. They're the company that you want to go to. You're going to be in a locker room that's got pretty much most of the best talent, I would say, around anywhere. So obviously, we're looking forward to that.
I mean, they ain't no WWE. They ain't no WWE 3.0. So
hold on, this is annoying. Soldier, what are you hooked up to for your audio?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that noise is too.
I think it's Soldier.
I can mute everybody and kind of figure that out. Who is it now?
It's Soldier.
Okay. You have to change your audio, Mr. Soldier GP.
Do you have your headset in or your Bluetooth speakers on?
No.
And take your case off.
It's just my phone.
Okay, well, you know what? We will let him come back. Anthony Steele is in the house. Speaking of the Indies, Anthony Steele is in the house. We say
I
hello.
get it. You're in the Indies. I get it.
And just want to let you know, Anthony, I know you just messaged me. We're doing WCE IMF tonight. So this is just about this show tonight. So I appreciate that, but it's only about WCE and IMF tonight. You were here on the show very recently. So nothing but love to you, but it's about WCE and IMF tonight. Someone needs to turn down their audio. I think we have that down. I want to say hello to our coach, Coach Craven. Obviously, some may say the real Craven, the other Craven, but we certainly say hello to him.
He is the real Craven.
Okay, well, I'll certainly plead the fifth on that. I want to say hello to the Baltimore Kid himself. Obviously, Omen and Soldier were on his podcast not too long ago, the Bray White Tribute Show, and we also play that here on sportnarium.com/player along with his other shows. And Coach wants me to get a better shirt. Well, I pretty much gave my explanation of that. A Sesame Street shirt. I don't think I want to wear that.
Wow.
Zero Deus is here, though. Speaking of people that we haven't seen in a while, surprised that Omen and Soldier aren't side by side. Having a lover.
He's a nobody. He's a nobody. I challenged to a match. Nobody.
And
So
yeah,
that
we
would
haven't heard
basically-
anything from him. He's supposed to be at Yards Collide, or my bad, IMF Takeover. Because he's not even on the card.
Well, do you guys want Drake Silverwolf instead? Because Drake Silverwolf's out there. Would you guys want to have him?
Yes.
So he can be like, I told you I wasn't ready for the Foundation.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to come back to something. I just want to read off a few more comments. I am the real Craven. Yes. Well, you might be, but I definitely say you are our coach. So we can maybe figure that out. But we love Coach here on Sportswire, and I was speaking to Coach before we went on the air. I want to say hello to obviously somebody else that we saw on the Bray Wyatt tribute show. Also, James Taylor's Bray Wyatt tribute, and also the Baltimore Kids, Mr. Peter Richards. I think I'm supposed to get a
My
podcast.
boy Peter.
I'm supposed to get a podcast from Peter on sportnarium.com/player. So I hope I can get it soon.
He
So I
does a
can play
really
it on the
good
radio.
Undertaker dong.
Anthony Steele wants to say, Omen, I come in peace. Remember, I'm a changed man, and congrats on the title win. No, we're not. No, and we all come in peace. But tonight is about WCE and IMF. That's what it's about. We're selling this show that has a lot on the line. So let's get back to it. Sean Jovi.
I beat you and your dream match. So
well, he's in the Indies now, and he's focused on that WWE tryout. So we're going to find out, right? Anthony Steele in that tryout. So hopefully we find details of that. We know he was at Raw. So hopefully we're one step closer to that tryout. We can see the real deal, Anthony Steele, in that ring and see what he does best. But it's not about Anthony Steele right now. It's about WC and IMF. The resident rock star, Sean Jovi. I want to come back to you, my friend, for a minute, because Soldier talked about the fact, while you might be WCE, we spoke about this here in the past, are you prepared for the possibility that you could be joining Omen Black and Soldier GP as a part of the foundation?
It is a risk that I would be their little bitch or whatever they want to call it. There is that chance, yes. But
it's more than a chance, kid. It's more than a chance.
Well, whatever chance you think it is, it doesn't matter, because deck stacked against me or not, I come fully prepared. I'm coming fully fired up. I am coming to cause a scene. I am here to cause a disturbance. I am here to destroy you, Soldier.
I think you got him mistaken, because that's what we're going to do when we show up in our new
First
yard.
off, you're not even in my
Wisconsin.
match, so you can zip it for a few minutes, pal.
I like to see you make me zip it.
Well, to be fair, his opponent tonight is not here. To be fair, his opponent is not here. So, I mean.
Why is that? Oh, because he knows what's going to happen on the 2nd.
Well, tomorrow's the 1st. If you got nothing going on, you can drive up tomorrow.
Hell,
after this broadcast, come on up.
Honey,
I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that ass whooping early.
We getting the fireworks early.
I don't think you want that ass whooping early, Jovi.
Now, right after this broadcast, get in your little tiny ass car, drive your way up here to Deep Here, Wisconsin. We'll go down to Appleton. I'll kick your candy ass, send you into submission, put you through 3 doors, and tell you to have a nice day, all right?
You know what? Talk to me when you guys can both afford headphones. Then talk to me.
Well,
they broke,
if
man.
you could, fellas, time out. I have a breaking news message here, apparently, from Adonis Felios. He says here, just in from IMF, a video message from Remington Stryker, so I'm waiting for maybe some further details. If we know anything about that, please give me the follow-up to that. So we'll come back to that shortly. But Sean Jovi, you said something else recently in your vlog that I thought we should bring up, especially for Soldier and Omen, because they're coming here from Iowa. You said that this is the first time in recent memory that you could remember an interstate match was going to happen in the state of Wisconsin in backyard wrestling. You had said this is the first time that you could recall this has happened since around 2010. So talk about the magnitude of this for a second. And just that this is arguably, and you said in your words, the biggest super promotion match in Wisconsin backyard wrestling history.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
And how much it meant to you as well.
You're
Talk
welcome.
about that part.
I mean, I do have to thank the IMF for coming up to us. That is definitely something that is fair to say. I may not like you guys, but I can at least give you the
We're one of
credit
the
for
few
making
that will
this
actually
happen.
travel to shitty-ass Wisconsin. That's why it hasn't happened since 2010, because Wisconsin sucks.
It has. And for a long time, backyard wrestling in Wisconsin was dead. It died
And it's
after
still, after the
2010.
Saturday, it's going to be dead again.
We'll see.
Because
Over my dead
after
body,
this Saturday, I
Over my
take
dead body.
the face of Wisconsin wrestling, and he becomes a foundation member. So he becomes an Iowa wrestling face.
Mm.
Never.
Mm.
Never.
Never.
Absolutely freaking not.
I don't know what the bum behind you is even on here. All he does is keep repeating what you say. You say never. He says never. You like if you scratch your ass, is he gonna scratch his ass too?
No,
Nah, not
me and Phil can
necessary.
do an impression of him. Go
Well,
ahead,
maybe
Phil.
that's where Uric comes in because we're going to see Uric and Darkfire square
That's
off
fucking
for that
crazy.
RCW championship.
That bloody
And
Viking.
that's where we've seen what he's done in the ring, and he's an aggressive guy. And, you know, we've seen Darkfire, what's happened to you in Iowa before, and, you know, I'm sure he scouted you very well, and he's looking to obviously, you know, expose you pretty quickly there. I mean, you have a thought on your opponent?
No.
I wouldn't either. He's a Viking. Who the hell wants to be a Viking in backyard
In the
wrestling?
words of John
Go to
Cena, man. It's a
frickin'
promo,
Minnesota,
kid.
man.
Okay, well,
Here's
I
my
have
impression
some
of
more
Darkfire.
comments here. First of all, I want to come back to the breaking news because Adonis Felios has told us here from Remington Stryker, he is making his way as we speak to WCE to confront and challenge the all-out champion, Craven Rage. Obviously, Craven Rage has been the talk of not only here, but also his last match in WCE where he kind of won in controversial fashion. And he seemed to almost, in his head, was rattled throughout that match. It seemed like he was thinking about other things and thinking differently. And maybe that's something that, you know, we'll have to certainly find out with real soon. But jump in, Omen, okay? Because I had a comment.
I didn't watch the match. How is it controversial? Like,
well, it was controversial because they had to
Because he was fighting somebody else that didn't belong in the ring.
Well, I mean,
That's why it's controversial. He's fighting somebody that didn't belong in the ring.
Well, that could certainly be the case, but the Drip King Adonis Felios wants to say it is confirmed that Remington Stryker is on his way to WC as we speak.
this guy speaks for you guys.
What?
Well, who else?
Hey,
I
Adonis,
don't
how
know
about you
any-
confirm?
I don't
How
even-
about you confirm
He's in
that
his
money
own
in our
world,
account
right?
so we can come to the AIW and smack the piss out of what's his name, Silverwolf?
I was
White
going to
Wolf,
say, I
White-
thought Drake
Black
I don't know
Wolf.
why you're
Well,
doing
what's his
all
name?
the
Drake
time,
Silver
but go
bitch.
for it.
Don't waste your time.
Don't
I bet
waste
he's gonna put up a better fight than you will, Joey.
Hey, don't waste your time there. They have Mason Black, remember?
I beat him.
Yeah, I'm coming to WCE to waste my time to beat you. So what better
I'm gonna
way
give you
to
the
stop
match
on
you're
my
Well,
own
in
way?
the
and you'll bow
meantime,
down to me
Justin
after.
Parsley wants to say directly to the foundation, you may want to change your tag team name to Building Number 7, because if you show up, what I do to you, you will leave you both in the rubble of what it was, and it will look eerily intentional. Good luck on Saturday. And I would remind you that Justin Parsley's got some wins most recently over Brogan O'Shea, and the man that some would say brought you into XCW, and Mr. Fletch himself. I mean, he's got some bragging rights. And right now, Fletch is a man that, I mean, you want to talk about people that are rattled and could be on the ropes. I mean, his company could be crumbling right now if you saw the end of SummerMania 18. I mean, we saw what Mr. Parsley did to Fletch. I mean, certainly that's something, strong words for you guys there.
Hey, Fletch.
Everything's gonna end the same.
Put money in our account
Parsley.
to take care of your problem.
Okay, well, they do call him the
Yeah,
first.
Parsley want to run that mouth. He wants to run that mouth, say that he's going to leave us both in rubbles. The only thing that's going to happen is we're going to come there. We're going to grab your little ass up. You're going to get hit with an EBK, and we're going to walk out and leave. That's what we do. Man, we do this. And you're not a very big guy, it looks like. So it's going to be simple. You might actually toss him up because he's so small, trying to, when we get him up for the EBK.
Now, I'm going to come back to WC in a second. I want to talk about the person we mentioned a few minutes ago in Craven Rage, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do something else. But I would say, now, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if Mr. Fletcher would appreciate this or not, but I don't know if you guys know this, but actually, Mr. Parsley is actually related to the most recent XCW champion of the world, and that was Corey Lee, the Salvation Corey Lee. I mean, if I was a businessman, which I know you guys are, I know Mr. Fletcher is, I mean, a tag team match between the Foundation and Mr. Parsley and Mr. Lee? I mean, would you guys have any interest in that?
Yes.
You would.
Only because we like to beat people up. That's what we do.
Even though
Constantly
Mr.
You
runs
said
their
it yourself. You said it yourself, Tom.
Yes, sir.
We're the APA of the backyard. We're the APA,
I
right?
have said that, and I would also say, conversely, that would be a match. That would be a dream match for some people because Mr. Lee is considered in the entire backyard the true measuring stick. He's considered to be the guy that is right up there in Mount Rushmore. I mean, it doesn't get as top as that. I mean, you can't top that maybe than you guys in the ring.
Well, look at what my fellow Foundation member is going to do to, somebody else that calls him the measuring stick.
Yes,
And,
yes.
It'll be a sequel.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
if we show up in Indiana, Shelby, right? Shelby, Indiana.
Shelbyville, correct.
We'll show up, and the same thing's going to happen to those two dudes.
I'm gonna slowly interrupt that. First, I want to get EBK exclamation points. Coach wishes he could be here. Yeah, tonight it's just WC and IMF. But before I get to somebody else who I just referenced, we are now joined by a man that certainly is somebody that might be in some cases public enemy number 1B in WCE. That is the former RCW champion himself. The new Messiah, Nicholas Crenson. Nicholas Crenson, we finally heard words from you. And for those that are listening and watching on Sportzwire Radio, we say good evening to you. And what is on your mind before about 48 hours from now, we see you in the ring with one Jason Myers in a rematch from last month?
Me and Jason rematch. A rematch that should have been for the RCW title, but Darkfire decided to cash in on me. Darkfire, I'll give you that. Touche. You did something I kind of wanted you to do because
you said it wasn't Dash Andrews. That's basically what you said.
Yeah, he wasn't an idiot. If he did something smart for once, unlike Dash Andrews did.
Well, I didn't think it'd be better than Dash Andrews. I mean, Dash Andrews can't even put two and two together. Let's put it out there.
And Jason is right. He does deserve a title shot at the RCW title. And he'll probably get it at some point. But right now, me and Jason get to take out our frustrations on each other. But also, Darkfire, I am not done with you yet. You can enjoy this reign. You can enjoy this first challenge you got. Who knows? Maybe you can surprise us all and not just be a transitional champion. But I will guarantee you, by the end of Yards Collide, you will never be the same again.
Mr. Crenson, let me ask you a follow-up, Mr. Crenson, if you don't mind. Now, obviously, we saw the last time WCE had wrestled the IMF in Iowa. You had obviously made a deal with the foundation, Mr. Black and Mr. Soldier GP. Now, obviously, I don't know what you're going to tell us here on Sportswire Radio about that, but would there be any possibilities that the two of the IMFs, Mr. Black and Mr. GP, would you work with them again and maybe cut another deal?
Their guns, like they said before, the money's right. Their guns are higher. Will I need to? Who knows?
Well, have you had discussions with them? Have you had discussions with them since Iowa?
Not lately.
No, you haven't.
That's more because I'm focusing on other things right now.
I'll say this. Once you get your money back up, because right now you look like Wolverine became a telemarketer. But I'm going to say this right now. Whoever pays us, it's got to be worth our time.
So, Mr. Crenson, basically, I guess we'll have to stay tuned.
Pretty much, you have to
Now,
stay tuned.
I'm also would like to ask you, because I'm sure you heard a few words from your opponent, Mr. Myers, earlier today, and would you care to respond to that or have anything to say to him?
the one thing I'll say to him is this: he's right. He does deserve a title shot, and I'm pissed that I can't give him that. I'm pissed that he even has to. We did give him that shot, and now he's got to face me without a title shot.
Is that
So
because? But can you make the case that because of your deal with the foundation, you don't hold that title anymore?
Possibly, but you know what? It was fun.
Is that a deal though you would have done if you had a chance to redo it?
No.
So wait. Are you saying basically what you're saying to the audience out there listening to this? If you had a chance to redo it, that you would not have made that deal with the foundation where you saw Darkfire and Jovi beaten to a bloody pulp, where they turned around and Darkfire turned the tables on you? Is that what you're just saying to us?
The only thing I would have done differently, Darkfire wouldn't have been walking after that.
They basically beat him, though, to where he had a concussion, and he's still saying he's got effects from it, though. I mean, they did their job. Omen and Soldier did what they intended to do, what you paid them to, just like anybody else does. They're APA. They're for hire. I mean, I can't blame them.
Don't blame us. You couldn't get the job done.
They did what they had to do. I mean,
they did their job due diligent perfectly. I was not expecting what came next.
Okay, well, that's why you don't have the title, but let me get to some comments here. I got a ton of comments here before I come back to something else. The Basement Badass, rocking the McDonald's drive-through mic. I see you, kid. So that's obviously the Baltimore kid, not impressed with the new Messiah, Nicholas Crenson. Coach Craven says, OP, we got some mean words. Peter Richards says, Nicholas looks like he would have a trash can full of Mountain Dew 2 liters. Now, I just want to say one thing. I'm a Mountain Dew fan, so Mountain Dew's okay. That's all I want. I have nothing against Mountain Dew, by the way. And by the way, I did try on the air the blackout drink that Mountain Dew had a while back.
Pitch Black?
Yes, I tried it. I tried it actually on the air. I actually liked it. That was with the Bray Wyatt thing there. Hey, yo, Nick, I want a quarter pounder with cheese, medium fries, large Dr. Pepper, extra pickles. So that's his request. We'll see if Mr. Crenson can give it to us. Crenson, I'll have a number one large with a medium fry and a vanilla shake. Thanks, bud. So you got 2 waters there, Mr. Crenson. If you want, you might
back up the drive-through.
I'm sorry, but I'm not.
By the way, the ice cream machine's probably broken. So
you know, when I went to McDonald's a few days ago, by the way, here in Staten Island, that's exactly what happened. The ice cream machine was broke.
Somehow it's always broken.
I know. I'll be honest. I think the last two of the last 3 times that was the case. Speaking of WC, you might want to say, Skulls the Soul Hunter is here. I hate to say this. Nicholas made a deal with the devil, and it cost him his championship in the end. Dirty Donnie likes to say, I'll take a dirty number 5. Adonis Felios would like to say, I'll take the I can't feel my face combo meal. Okay. You know what? I want to come back to something.
Smoke break, guys. Leave him alone.
Okay, you know what? Listen, I want to talk about something and a person that has not really been mentioned much here tonight. And that might segue into something. And that's almost like, how can I put it? The man that looms over this weekend show, almost like an ominous black cloud. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. That is Craven Rage, the all-out champion of the world, the backyard nightmare, the ruler of the yard, paper tiger, some call him, unimpressive champion, Roman Reigns knockoff, whatever you want to call it, everything else in between in a $2 steak. He is obviously looming over this show, maybe more so than any figure right now in the backyard. And I'm going to let anybody say anything they want, especially after what we saw the last from him in the ring, where it looks like the champion now is starting to almost hear things and maybe for real hear some footsteps.
Bring him on.
You want me to? You want me to?
Oh, no.
You want me to?
When I talk about him, I want him to fucking hear it face to face.
So you think that maybe Craven Rage would want to come on right now? If I could maybe do a back still? Should I call him up and see if he want to come on? Or do you think maybe he's going to be fighting with Sean Jones' father again? Yelling
why
He's supposed to be the champ,
Bring
but we
him
ain't
on.
heard shit from him.
So maybe we'll hear more from him, you say, than, let's say, Ledger Shade right now. So if I bring him on and call him up, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring 'em
So
both
you know
on.
what, then? I'm going to call up Craven Rage. And for those that are listening and watching on Sportzwire Radio, we're going to try right now, unannounced. Let's see if the champion will pick up and come on the stream. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, there is a dark screen, an ominous dark screen, black clouds. Somebody clearly stole my notes. And it looks like the all-out champion of the world is in black, pitch black. Craven Rage, are you alive? Are you okay? What do you have to say to everybody here tonight? For those that are listening and watching, and the people here with us on the stream who you're going to see this weekend.
What the?
Craven Rage.
He forgot to pay his bill this month.
I guess the
yes.
Backyard Nightmare is having some nightmare technical difficulties here. I guess these the oh
He
wow.
He had to find his way through his dark room to turn on the lights.
Or something?
That's not Chris. Hold on, that's not Chris. You said Craven. That's not Chris. That don't look like Danny McBride.
I guess here the Painmaker
point.
Joshua Allen is giving him some advice these days on how to turn on the streams.
I can only imagine this was Craven walking through the room.
Almost like the Mummy. The Mummy Returns almost. But we see Craven Rage, but we don't see himself. We see a screen that says Craven Rage. We see the all-out title, and we see this. What's going on here? For those that are listening and watching on Sportswire, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll be damned.
Finally.
The champ is here. Craven Rage. The Backyard Nightmare. The ruler of the yard. The man who has been champion for over a year and a half. The floor is yours. We're all
Craven
waiting
Rage.
for you.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
Maybe I'll take the Crenton McDonald's order with medium fries and a vanilla shake.
Yeah, you get closer to the screen.
Craven Rage, how are you? You certainly have an audience that's certainly wanting to hear from you.
Welcome.
What's up, Snaggletooth?
Well, you see,
The voice of WCE.
Homie Black, I need to give a message to your
What's up,
business
bitch?
partner. Dreams don't come true. Fears is not real, but nightmares are.
Which one of those were those Roman Reigns promos? Which SmackDown was that?
Did TBW write that promo and they just gave it to WCE? Is that what you're trying to say?
You know what we're trying to say.
Creative control again, huh?
So you give them that message. And yours collide.
You mean IMF takeover?
I think that's been done already by NXT.
Yeah.
Might need a better name for that one.
And yours collide. Tell Striker that he's just not facing a ruler. He's facing a nightmare. And it will be balls count anywhere.
Okay, so he can beat your ass in the parking lot so we can get the fuck out of there. Okay.
Are you hearing things in your head, Craven Rage? Because we saw you in the ring last a few weeks ago against a guy that was pretty much retired, and Bizzo Blaze, the savior, Bizzo Blaze, and we heard all this hoopla about him. But for all intents and purposes, I mean, he's probably had one match in 10 years, 12 years. I mean, he might have been a legend yet in yesteryear. But in today, he's pretty much here today, and he's already gone in backyard wrestling. And you struggled with this guy. You were fighting with Sean Jovi's father and the fans more so than wanting to put this guy away like you've done to the other people. I mean, is the footsteps now starting to get to you, and almost you're hearing things now that maybe that what the world has been saying is coming into your head?
No,
No?
it hasn't one bit gotten to me.
You were fighting with fans for the first time. You were fighting with them. You were stepping in and out. You were fighting with the referee. You were hitting the referee.
Because that was not the version. That was not the rage that everybody used to see. Now I'm officially back.
You're back.
So now it's just nothing but nightmares. Nightmares, torment, people getting conquered.
Victimized.
Destroyed, stomped, obliterated.
So
You're
But
predictable.
Bizzo Blaze, though, I mean, listen, and I know he's a legend. I got a lot of respect for Bizzo Blaze, but he was a legend like when George Bush was president. I mean, like, nobody really remembers that here on Sportzwire Radio except a few people. And I know he trained Nicholas Crenson. I know he trained another guy that was mentioned that has not been mentioned on TV in a long time in WCE. But for all intents and purposes, I mean, he's kind of forgotten almost, and you struggled with this guy. I mean, you know, we had fun when you were beating up Prince Charles and Skulls, and, you know, James Marshall, you put him away. But this guy, Bizzo Blaze, you should have finished him in like 5 minutes because clearly he's focused on, like, catching E.T. and aliens, not so much being in the ring anymore. You struggled with him.
yeah, everybody said I struggle with old Bizzo Blaze.
He's old, all right. He's definitely old. I mean, all the time, you know, certainly it's
I mean,
understandable.
your last couple matches, who'd you fight before Blizzo? You fought Soul Hunter, right?
Then Adonis. Then
And Adonis.
Are you saying that basically Don King is booking WCE kind of like when Mike Tyson was the champion?
There's
They were
one
kind of-
guy you haven't faced yet. Who I
Who is that?
think he deserves a push. One Jay Stereo.
Do you think that would happen? I mean, is that possible?
No, they like to hold Jay Stereo down.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, listen, come on. I mean, listen.
Because
He
Mark
faced
Packer is
Zero.
an idiot. That's why Mark Packer is just a plain idiot.
But Mark Packer wasn't the problem, though. Last show, you were basically, it was a different, the commentator said it was a different Craven Rage. You struggled with Bizzo Blaze. You struggled with him. So you're going to wrestle Remington Stryker, right? You're going to wrestle him now in a bigger stage, in a bigger environment. How are you going to prove to the world that you truly are this backyard nightmare, this ruler of the yard, if you say you're going to be different? Talk to us about how you're going to pull it off.
Easy. Just win.
No, I'm getting tired of this. He faces everyone else but the person that's been calling him out for almost a year.
Time, Omen, time.
Hey, Omen. I mean, it's not just him. You know look how long it took me to get a match with Jovi.
We saw Jordan Nets and Jovi first. I mean, listen, that's the other one.
So look how long it took me to get a match with him. So it's not just Craven Rage.
It's because this guy knows once he steps in the ring with me, that streak of yours is gonna end.
Let me ask I have comments. I'll get to the comments in a second, but I want to bring in the WCE guys for a second because we've obviously heard a few minutes from our all-out champion, Craven Rage, who's been our champion now for obviously 500 days or close to it basically at this point. He's obviously going to continue to say what he's always said here on Sportswire for over a year. But I mean, Sean Jovi, the resident rock star, I mean, are you rooting for Craven Rage on Saturday? I mean, Nicholas Crenson had a lot to say, of all people, about Craven Rage at the end of his first words since he lost the title from Darkfire. But, I mean, for you, Jovi and Darkfire first, I mean, are you guys rooting for Craven Rage? I mean, you had a front row, especially you, Sean Jovi, because Craven Rage was basically going back and forth with your father of all people.
You know, as far as Craven goes, I actually, for once in my life, am rooting for him. For once in my actual life, I am rooting for Crenson. There's a lot on the line for the show, not just for me, not just for Darkfire, but for all of us in WCE. And I speak for WCE wholeheartedly for that. Yes, we have a lot to prove, and we are going to prove it this weekend, whether IMF has something to say about it or not. They're not going to get past us.
Let me ask you a question, because obviously Soldier and Omen have said time and time again, this is an IMF takeover. IMF 1, WC 0, 2, 0, whatever it is. People have different interpretations. But if I were to say this out there, if this weekend doesn't go the way WC plans, could this be the beginning of the end of WCE Labor Day weekend?
WCE came too far. We won't stop, and we're not going to stop now. IMF,
Yeah.
y'all coming up here.
But Jovi could be a member of the foundation. Crenton's already made one deal in the past with the foundation.
Crimson is an idiot. That's the wrong with Crimson. He's an idiot. That's why he lost his title. He's an idiot.
Well, he said you're public enemy number one. Conversely, in WCE right now, maybe all in the backyard.
I'm everybody's nightmare, especially even to Nicholas Crimson.
So then
You're not mine. You're not mine.
I'll ask the question
I'd be the
again.
only one relevant one calling you out.
I will ask the question again. Is this the beginning of the end of WCE? If WC is not able to defend on its home turf against IMF?
Like I have said many times, this is my empire. This empire would never crumble.
Craven, you know, I don't usually agree with you on most things, but this isn't just your yard. It's all of our yards at this point in WC. We have to come up on top this weekend. You have to come up on top. Crenson has to come up on top. Darkfire has to come on top. I especially have to come on top. The pressure's never been higher.
And maybe even Dash
wanna say
and
this.
Chris Charles have to come out on top for all we know.
I'm glad Jovi's giving us a little pep talk to his team, but I want you guys to know, IMF, we don't give each other this pep talk. We know what we're going to do. There's
Nicholas
no doubt in our
Crenson,
minds that we're going to beat all
Nicholas
of you.
Crenson, you have been quiet these last few minutes. I asked that question. I ask you, Nicholas Crenson, could this be the beginning of the end of WCE if all doesn't go to plan Saturday?
Could it? Maybe. Will it? Who knows? All I know is I'm in for a fight, and I love the idea of violence. So you can focus on winning and losing, or you could just focus on just kicking the ever living shit out of each other. That's what I'm focused on.
Okay. Well, you know what? I have a lot of comments, and I would like to get to some of those comments while we have a little more time here on Sportswire Radio. So I'm going to come all the way back down here. Coach would like to come on, but obviously we're doing WC IMF tonight. There will certainly be a time where people will get to respond, certainly after the show itself. But obviously, we love Coach, and we just want to put that out there. Peter Richards calls Craven no-sell rage. That's his opinion. Coach Craven would like to say he had a hard time finding the switch. Craven is walking to Crenson's McDonald's to place his order. Give him a second. Coach continues to go and say Craven Rage is the fake Craven. Skulls, by the way, who I guess might be WC, who has an audio in the background. I think we fixed that. Come and think, get the words out. Pretty sure that this guy just robbed a dollar store. I don't know about that. Craven looks like they added too many onions to his burger. See, this is why they don't want me to come on. They don't want me to show him how to do a promo. Craven couldn't put a puzzle together, let alone complete a promo. Bryce with the burns tonight. I'm enjoying this. Well, I don't know if it's burns. I'm just being kind of honest and trying to be objective. He was fighting with fans because his feminine odor put him in a bad mood. The perfume may have had stomach pains. You struggle with everything else involved with wrestling. Skull says, I'm going out on a limb. Is Craven afraid to be victimized by IMF? That is the question that Craven should be asking.
That is the smartest thing you ever said, Skulls.
I'm actually going to go right with that. Craven Rage, do you have a response to one of your most recent opponents, Skulls?
If I'm scared, I'm not afraid of nobody, especially IMF.
You're scared of
me. I'm fighting an old man again. I'm going to go put him down. And Omen, time. It's just a matter of time when we cross.
Yeah, Saturday.
Hey.
So can I, I have a follow-up to that, if you don't mind, right? And I'll come back to the rest of the guys, and we'll come and finish the show right after that shortly. But, I had a segment yesterday with the Big Cheese Logan, who's the tribal cheese, and he had talked about after his match, which we've promoted here on Sportswire Radio against Joel Cobra. It's basically a Giants match. And the Big Cheese had said that after his match, he'll put his hand out, he'll shake hands with Mr. Cobra. So, Craven Rage, I'm going to ask you this same question in a different way. When you see Omen Black come into the WCE locker room on Saturday, will you extend your hand to Omen Black and say, Omen, welcome to WCE?
Yeah, I will extend my hand up to Omen.
You couldn't even get in the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, did I say the first in Sportswire Radio? Craven Rage may have just showed the entire audience in the entire world what he thinks of Omen Black. Omen Black, I think we've seen here more fire than anybody in WCE has shown ever. I mean, we just saw the bird come out. Omen Black, you're going to be in this locker room almost 48 hours from now. Are you going to reciprocate? I mean, how do you feel when Craven Rage welcomed you into the locker room with the bird?
You know what? If he extends his hand out, that's when I'll gladly grab his hand. I'll even give him a handshake. And that's when I pull him in, give him an Abigail right on the concrete in the locker room.
They might need everybody.
And then I'll knock out that last tooth you got in the front.
They might need the entire state of Wisconsin.
I might drop your fat ass down and you lose weight.
Try. That's a good burn.
I'm losing weight. You guys should get on our level.
Good burn.
I might take the entire state of Wisconsin coming up this weekend to see Craven Rage and Omen Black be separated from each other. And this is why you want to follow these companies, by the way. Follow them at WC Heat on YouTube, WC Heat on Facebook, WCHeat.com, IMF_wrestling on Instagram, IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube. They have almost 1,500 subscribers. And find out why we're getting ready for the yards to collide. And if you may know my name by now, I'm still going to tell it to you anyway. It is your boy, the host of the Sports Report, the man behind Sportswire Radio, your voice of pro wrestling, the Reverend Tom Bright. If you're on YouTube right now, give us a sub at Sportswire Radio. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can listen to all of our great content on sportnarium.com/player. You can follow me on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021. I've got more coverage ahead coming up tomorrow. Speaking of characters, speaking of fireworks, speaking of Equalizer 3 like violence, I've got Davey Blaze, the Scottish Savage, who's going to be here live. 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, and then Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got more Alliance Wrestling League coverage. So speaking of big men and giants and those that hold the title, we'll talk more about that. I believe Christopher James is coming on to Sportswire Radio. He's going to talk about his war upcoming with ADT, another champion that has been on here quite a bit on Sportswire Radio. So stay tuned for more coverage. But we've got a little while longer.
Crimson?
God.
Crimson, since you want to pay people food stamps,
get those EBT cards out, everybody.
You're going to pay for turning your back on WCE.
What do you mean?
A surprise for you.
A
Time to put it
surprise?
down.
What do you mean a surprise? That's
We're
sort of
shaking
different.
over here.
Crimson will find out in due time.
In due time. Ooh. In due time. And Mr. Crenson, that's kind of an ominous type of almost I guess future foreshadowing for you. Would you care to respond to that, Mr. Crenson?
Yeah. In due time, Craven, you'll see your worst nightmare come back too.
Whoa.
Hell, you might see that on Saturday.
You said worst nightmare. Would you want to elaborate what that potentially could be for Mr. Craven, Mr. Crenson?
All I will say is, Craven, you've made a lot of enemies.
He has made a lot of enemies, no question, in the backyard. There is wrestlers from all over this sport that certainly may or may not be fans of Craven Rage. That's certainly a fair point.
Because, yeah, that's true. I made a lot of enemies, but
You can't even
people,
say enemies.
people's opinions doesn't matter to me. They can't break me. They can't kill me.
Do you think Craven
Because you
Rage,
ducked
if you
me.
had a special confidant, almost like Ledger Shade would have, do you think that would maybe be something that might be for the audience out there? I mean, you want to elaborate on that maybe? No special confidant. So basically, Saturday is going to be a big surprise. So we're in for a big surprise, Saturday. Is that what you're telling us?
How do I say this, Craven? The last couple shows, last show you proved that you're getting weak. And you are getting weak because you tapped out. Yeah, you kept your belt, but you did tap out.
To a guy that basically, again, he hasn't been in a ring in decades, practically. I mean, he knows more about UFOs.
Now, as for that nightmare, that ghost that I'm telling you about, I'm hinting at. Let's just say this one little last thing. What was in that box you got?
Nothing but trash. That's all it was. Something that I took
So
out
you were looking
a
at your
long
computer
time
then.
ago.
Okay.
BYO.
All right, you know what? Let me come back to some comments here before we get ready to give a parting shot, because certainly the fireworks, we want to save some of that for sure. Coming up to the ring here Saturday, WCE, IMF, Guards Collide. Please, again, support these great companies, regardless of what you think of them. WCE on YouTube, Facebook, also WCE.com, IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube, also IMF _Wrestling on Instagram. Also follow them as well on Facebook. I know WCE and some of the guys are on TikTok as well. Let me get some more comments before we move on here and get to a few more words from the guys.
Somebody's audio.
Let's try if it's Soldier. Now, how about now?
Yeah.
Okay. That Soldier muted himself. Fair enough. For Christ's sake,
Roman
his
Reigns.
name isn't Craven Rage, it's Roman Rage. Also, is WC, we never back down from anybody. WC versus good guys will destroy them, from CJ Black. Tyler Ark says, certainly Mr. Crenton's very good friend. Tyler Ark says, good
up,
luck,
Tyler.
WC. Tyler Ark, obviously the Tyler Ark show's out there. You know, Omen, it's your show, but if you want me to, be replaced, Tyler Ark could take over the chair. He could do a great job. I'm sure he could bring in the fans, bring in the energy, bring the charisma. I'm sure, we can make that happen.
No, there's how should I say this nice? There's no fucking chance.
You sure? He goes, all right. Vince McMahon always says, never say never. If he can afford
Never
to
say
pay
never, homie. Maybe
Never.
it turned out like Mason Black.
Oh. All right, Craven,
I
if
can't
you're not
understand when
afraid...
you muffle through that mask. What'd you say?
I said maybe your show would turn out like Mason Black if you have Tyler Ark take over.
Well, Craven, if you're not afraid of the IMF,
Okay.
why keep running away from the challenge?
Because he gets these managements. I don't want to face Omen. I don't want to face
Hey,
Omen. Bullshit. Don't even give me that. You don't want to face me because you know what will happen.
enlighten me.
And I'm
What
going to
will
say
happen?
this to
Oh man.
anyone in WCE. Now, you shut your mouth when I'm talking. This is my show.
All right. What?
You heard me, bitch.
What?
Really?
Anyone who has a problem with
Silence.
Craven Rage and WCE, the foundation, especially me, 50% discount on the price.
I can't wait
Just
for
like Mr.
Saturday. Can
49%,
you imagine?
right?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when Craven Rage and Omen Black meet for the first time, I don't know. I don't even know if the state of Wisconsin is big enough for these two guys. Can you imagine the fireworks? Can you imagine how many people in the locker room are going to need to hold them back? Because this has been burning from month after month after month after month after month. I mean, I don't listen. I would just like to be a fly on the wall in the state of Wisconsin when these two meet each other for the first time, because I promise you it's going to be one for the ages. But let's get to more comments before we get to parting shots. Well, he's scared of me, that's for sure. That's Coach Chris Craven. Wow.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
He's not relevant,
So another Bizzo Blaze to you, then, you say?
pretty much.
Okay,
Moving
fair
on.
enough. Another Bizzo Blaze. Okay, basically. First the bird, now the food stamps. This is getting real. Enemies, Craven, not enemies. Enemas. Enemas. It sounds like a Blink-182 album. Birds, food stamps, and rage. Oh my. Someone get me an enemy shirt as soon as possible. And again, enemies, Craven, not enemies. Craven Rage, conqueror of enemies. Also, CJ Black wants to say, wait, why is Tom wearing a fill-in-the-blank stained shirt? Because I already made that point. I don't have an IMF shirt, so we're wearing a WCE shirt. But
You'll
in
get
the
your
meantime,
uniform here soon.
okay, well, in the meantime, let me at least bring back a couple of other people because Soldier would like to be. You know what? Okay, I've heard a lot tonight. I think a lot of people have, and I think it was as promised as advertised tonight. Just like I said, there would be about as much violence, as much tension as I saw in Equalizer 3. So I'm going to give everybody here the opportunity to address one another. I'm going right off the bat with Soldier GP. Soldier, you're going to be in the main event against the resident rock star Sean Jovi, our interstate champion who's won his first title non-RCW in over a decade. He says he's got all the momentum. Summer of Jovi. It's 3 doors down. Give me your final words to Sean Jovi before this Saturday.
Jovi, I'm begging you to let your family come so they can watch what I do to you. I'm going to show your family what a bitch really looks like when I beat the shit out of you. I'm going to put you through 1, 2, 3 what is it, 3 doors? I don't care how it does. I might even drag it on. I might take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours just to beat your ass, then put you through a table, and then take another couple hours to beat your ass, just to beat your ass.
See, that's the point.
You're coming off that high, winning that belt, but that belt don't mean shit to me.
The bell ain't gonna ring.
The only thing that I care about is whipping your ass. That's all I care about. And I hope your family comes because I want to do it in front of your family because I'm going to do more to your dad than just talk shit.
Oh.
I'll put your dad on his back just like I'm about to put you on yours.
Oh, really? Really?
And if your mom wants to get on it,
up too.
if your mom wants to get on it, I'll take her out on a date too, and I'll become your stepdaddy.
That's cute.
You're not ready for me, kid.
I'm going to go right to Sean Jovi when he's done.
You thought you were ready for me when you came up here with Crimson. Crimson saved you. When he threw that towel in, when he threw it in and cost the match, he saved you. Because we beat the hell out of you. You weren't ready for me then. You're definitely not ready for me now. And like I said, if your little Tweedledum over there wants to get involved, I'll put his ass down again. And that concussion will keep you out a lot longer than just a few days.
Okay, buddy.
And if you got a problem with that, then you are
stupid.
Yeah.
Jovi, you want to respond?
Sure, why the hell not? Why the hell not? Soldier, you really think you're going to manipulate your way into beating up my dad and fucking my mom and all these other cute, childish
First of all,
little things you like to say? That's great. You can say them, but guess what? That don't mean shit when it comes down to 3 doors down, pal. It don't mean a damn thing. You don't mean a damn thing either, Omen. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear your mouth right now. I don't want to hear your intergalactic cigarette burning out piece of shit mouth.
You're just mad I burned a cigarette on your fucking championship.
Well, you know what? Maybe I am. And I should be. I rightfully should be. You are disrespecting my property. Okay?
Fact.
I should be pissed.
What do they say?
Cap,
Possession's 9/10 of the law.
It's in my possession right now. I'm the champion, unfortunately.
Well, you guys are the ones who wanted to bully a belt off of Fat Austin while I was aimlessly running around the yard calling your Fed mid, which, by the way, it very much will be mid by the time we're done with you this weekend.
Who's relevant? Who's not? Oh.
1,500 subscribers. 600. Who's mid?
No, we're not even talking about WCE. You're 600. WCE is still down way here.
It's got some work, but work in progress. It's not a matter of how many people are watching, it's who is watching. And that is the biggest key to any demographic. I don't care if one person watches or 60 freaking million. The point is, I'm here to do what I have been born to do. Fucking wrestle. And prove that I am the best. Not just Wisconsin backyard wrestling history, but I want to make my way around the other states as well.
Okay, well, you know what, Sean Jovi, you're showing some fire tonight. And I'll tell you what,
Well, then
maybe
you better
we'll
get some redemption in IMF because you lost twice, if I recall.
He's showing some
Full
fire
fact is I
tonight.
was screwed over too.
You
If
showed
I
something
can, no,
tonight.
neither of those wins were clean.
You shown
you
something
guys got?
tonight. I'll tell you what, Sean Jovi, maybe you are going to prove it's the summer of Jovi. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, you showing some spunk. You got some spark to you. Maybe the victory over Marshall carries over. We'll have to find out here. Darkfire, I'm giving you the opportunity to say anything you want in your first match. Since you won that RCW World Underground title, your final words to your opponent this Saturday against Uric.
I'm going to beat his ass. Bloody.
Okay.
Did you just say you're going to beat his ass bloody?
Yeah, he's
That's
going
why
to bloody
you
his
said
ass.
okay.
Cannon?
That's why
He's going to
I
have
said
hemorrhoids
okay.
up the wazoo by the time he's done stomping the mud.
What's
hole
up?
in
What's
it.
up? What's up with these Wisconsin guys?
Hey, Eric's going to have hemorrhoids up his ass after Darkfire has to stomp some mud hole in it, all right?
I suppose these
You can't
words
save
are,
it, Jovi. You
I
can't
suppose-
save it.
I suppose these words are shorter than a New York minute, but I guess I'll move on from that and say nothing further. And those are his words. And I guess Darkfire will stick to it. We'll have to find out this coming weekend at Yards Collide. Nicholas Crenson, I know you've been very quiet. It's been a very different Nicholas Crenson, maybe a more reflective, somber Nicholas Crenson. But before we
Where
move
is
on
Nicholas
tonight, do you have
Crenson?
any final words for Jason Myers? Okay.
Hello.
Nicholas Crenson,
Good talk.
maybe he just can't talk. Okay. Let's. Nope, I can't unmute him. No, he's chose to be unmuted. So you know what? Nicholas Crenson's clearly in maybe some type of mood here. But I have a comment here from somebody before I move on that wants to say something. And speaking of people that are here, is this Mr. Remington Stryker?
Oh,
Fuck, what
God, a
time is
Kansas shitty flag.
Remington Stryker. Hi,
I'm
Remington.
sorry. I'm sorry, what? Did somebody say Kansas shitty flag?
I did not. I did say
did.
hi to you, sir.
I'm good. Are people afraid of champions? People are afraid of champions?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Mr.
Yeah.
Stryker, how you
Yeah.
doing? Do you want to say anything
Doing-
to maybe Mr. Craven Rage? Because he basically said a lot about you tonight.
Well, I did a promo earlier. Let's get one thing. Listen, Remington's like halfway retired, but he still gets dragged in to do this shit. You know what? It's great that I get dragged into this shit because you know what? It still gives me fuel. It gives me passion to still do what I love to do. And I always get criticized like, should I still be doing it? You goddamn right I should still be doing it. And you know what? I'll do it in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and I will do it in a state that has no relevance to me. I will do it in a company that has no relevance to me. So, Mr. Craven, you got the somber Remington earlier in the promo, but I'm telling you right freaking now. That title, that Kool-Aid looking fucking title on your shoulder is coming on my shoulder, and it's going to bring relevance to it because there's no relevance in your goddamn company. The relevance is in my company, the company that I own 49% in. You're talking to Mr. 49% now. You're talking to Remington Stryker. Yeah, I may be old. Yeah, I may be slow. I may be fat. I may not have it no more. But you know what? I have enough to take your ass down. And I'll do it this Saturday.
Like I said earlier, dreams do not come true, but nightmares do.
You're right.
I'm going to put your old ass down like an old yellow that you are. And you might have to pay Omen that 49% back.
What are you talking about?
Wait.
So
You're saying
100% because you are getting a beast when you face me.
Omen, Soldier.
Yes.
He just said that dreams don't come true, right?
He unfortunately muffled that, yeah.
So
But maybe.
It's a Steiner moment.
But maybe
No, dude.
nightmares do.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And one more thing I do want to say before I...
No. He said that dreams don't come true.
Yes, he did. Correct.
I give
But maybe nightmares do.
Yes, he did say that.
That's what he said.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what he said, Durf. What are you talking about?
Durf's
Turn
not
up
here
your
yet.
hearing aid, old man.
Durf is
Okay,
not
well-
here yet.
Well,
You're not calling someone old, Craven.
Well, Coach Chris Craven wants a match at Summer Bash against Craven Rage, and you'll find out how relevant I am. How's that for a challenge?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. All right.
Oh my
I want to
god.
make sure. Maybe.
Just because I don't waste my time on people that's not relevant.
Okay. So he's not relevant.
You faced Bizzo.
Hey,
You
he's a
faced
legend.
Tyler.
He's a legend.
Wait, Tyler.
You faced Remington Black.
So
Who was the real Black?
Didn't
Remington
you face
Black.
him,
My
Bizzo?
name's not Rem. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was talking to Omen.
Didn't you beat Mason? Didn't you face Mason Black too?
I know
Yeah,
it was Mason Black.
Jesus Christ! You just said
All right,
Remington Black for fuck's sakes. Get it
I got-
together.
Before I let Owen Black address James Marshall, I want to read off these last bunch of comments. Soldier struggles to count to 3. LOL. Skull says
1,
someone
2,
get
3,
that
0. You're fucking stupid.
Saturday, WCE, IMF get ready for war. Nicholas Crimson became a Dexter Loomis, a man without words.
Or face.
Jason Storm, our ROEW champion. I can't understand Craven with the mask OB. Anyone get Remington's blood pressure medicine? Oh, the mask on. He's scared of the coach. Well, wait, what's this maybe crap? Really? He calls him a coward. Chris Craven versus Craven Rage.
I'm a coward?
No, he's talking about Craven Rage. He's talking about Craven Rage.
Oh yeah, Craven Rage is a coward.
Striker,
Yeah, you talk
newsflash.
about dreams.
Striker,
not coming true.
newsflash. The world does
Look.
not revolve around you. Shut the fuck up.
Chris Craven versus Craven Rage. The name Craven on a pole match. Winner gets custody of the Craven as a name. Okay. Well, you know what?
I like that match, Peter Richards. That's an awesome match.
I like that match too.
Okay. Well, you know,
Craven versus Craven. Winner gets the name.
Summer Bash.
I'll let those individuals say what they want about that. But, you know, Omen Black, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say any final words that you want to James Marshall. It'll probably be more words than James Marshall will skew throughout maybe the entire season of WCE. So the floor is yours and fire away.
What can I say about James Marshall that I haven't already said? The guy's not going to respond. He can't respond. I think he's too stupid to say even 3 words to me.
I'll respond for you. I'll respond for you as James.
Is that it?
Speaking of
You're
James,
really good at it.
James Taylor says hi, by the way. What's up, Pete? Maybe James Taylor just played James Marshall tonight. That would have been probably more entertaining.
You know,
Okay.
I don't even want to address James. I want to address that piece of shit with the orange tangerine
That guy
title.
right there. Yeah, I see him.
Oh, the Kool-Aid title?
You know, like Tom said, people are going to finally see Omen Black and Craven Rage at the same show. But unfortunately, you had to duck out of the match with me. Like our good friend J.R. Wind, your biggest supporter, he wants to see Omen Black versus Craven Rage. Tom wants to see it.
Yeah.
Jovi wants to see it.
Yeah.
All of WCE want to see me whoop your ass. And,
Yeah.
and I guarantee
I want to see it.
I will be the reason why you drop that streak and lose that title. I promise you on everything.
Yeah. Hey, Omen. The reason why he ducked you and picked a fight with me because he thought I was the old dog and he could put me down quicker than anything.
You know, I see that you took everyone's advice and cut a hole in your mask. You need to sew it back up because, my God.
Go back up. Everybody's gonna fail,
but
Striker's gonna fail.
I'm gonna obliterate you. I'm gonna stomp you. I'm gonna
just like
everybody gonna fail. Everybody gonna fail with you.
Striker, you definitely gonna fail, just like your damn stinking ass Chiefs.
We're the world fucking champs. How'd they fucking fail? Anyways, you're bringing football into something that's not even fucking relevant. The relevant thing is that I'm taking your title in 2 days. So you know what?
The end?
You know what? I hate to say this because I hate this thought, but go take it to your bedroom. Go make love to it. Go kiss up on it. Go call it your baby one last time.
Like I said,
because it's coming.
Everybody's talking to Craven. Can I say something to Craven?
You can.
You know what? Yeah, Soldier, you can go ahead and say something to Craven. But I wasn't done. But go ahead, Soldier. I just want
to tell you your mask looks like when you wipe your ass with toilet paper and it rips.
Like I'm going to do with your shirt you have for me this weekend?
Your mask just looks like toilet paper as you're trying to wipe your ass.
Oh,
just like the shirt you have for me, right?
Craven,
Soldier.
No, I
Soldier.
promise on everything. You're gonna be the
Soldier. I know we're not on the same page ever, but can we bring a roll of Charmin up?
No, we'll just
that foundation t-shirt. That's good enough.
All right.
I was foundation for about 5 minutes until y'all fucking turned on me. But anyways, Craven.
All right.
I got one last thing to say to Craven, and then I got to go because I got some personal stuff to take care of here.
I wish you well, and good luck to the Chiefs this season. Obviously,
thank you.
Well, the best, no question.
But Craven, I just can't let go of the things where you said dreams don't come true, and I've countered with, but nightmares do.
We got it.
Okay. Well, Mr. Stryker, I can't wait to see you in the ring this weekend. I'm looking forward to obviously watching the show, recapping it here on Sportswire next week. And I wish the Chiefs obviously nothing but the best in defending their Super Bowl. And thank you for your time, my friend. And can't wait to see you again here real soon on Sportswire.
Thank you for your time, Bryce. Loved being on your show.
Sure. And I like having you. So thank you for your time and go Chiefs. Okay, fair enough here. And before we move on to closing thoughts here, James Taylor is here. As much as I love James Taylor, it's WCE IMF tonight. So it is certainly maybe on the
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with WCE and IMF tonight. Let's
I'm okay with James coming on. I don't care.
We'll certainly move on here at the end of the show. For once, I agree with Omen Black. Yes, Taylor. What's up, peeps? All right, so you know what? I'm going to give everybody closing thoughts here. So I'm going to go first here. I guess Nicholas Crenson, we're going to scratch out. So we're going to move away from Nicholas Crenson in closing thoughts. Soldier, I give you the floor. Anything else you want to plug, share, say, and anything else out there for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire?
I think the talking is done.
Okay.
I'm done talking. This Saturday, Jovi, I'm going to beat the hell out of you.
You can try, but you will fail.
I didn't fail the first time. I'm not going to fail the second time.
Lightning don't strike twice, soldier. It ain't gonna strike twice. You're lucky you just got me over me once.
And I'll make sure I bring your new uniform when it's all said and done.
Good, I need some fresh ass wipe for what I'm going to do to you after our match.
But you just proved Remington Striker right that you guys need toilet paper. You guys are shitty and a shitty company. Got it. Okay.
No, that's not related. I just need to do it after I take a giant crap on Soldier's legacy this weekend.
Any closing thoughts, Mr. Jovi?
I think I've said my fair share. The time for
Okay.
words is over. It's time for war.
RCW rules at on YouTube.
I hope you're ready to eat those words. And I hope that you're ready to eat those words in front of your family.
You got a final word, Darkfire? You got one or two final words in you left before I move on and close the show out with the rest of the guys?
No.
Okay, good enough here. Omen Black, you have anything?
It's my
you
show.
want to say to
Craven's
the
first.
Okay, fair enough. You know what, Craven Rage? You are certainly the talk of the
Uno
town.
reverse.
You are the talk of the yard. You've certainly said some interesting things tonight. I can't wait to maybe unpack them on Sportswire Radio very soon. And is there any final thoughts that you may have to say here on Sportswire Radio?
Jovi said it right. This is going to be one of the biggest shows in Wisconsin. There's a war coming. I hope y'all boys are ready. You know, especially you, Omen.
Oh. I'm very confident. But you guys want to say it's the biggest show in Wisconsin. It's just Saturday for us. Now, James
It's another Saturday.
James Marshall's light work. All I gotta do is
James
beat up a guy who's this tall. But Craven, like I said, mark my words. Omen Black's gonna be the reason why you lose. It may be Saturday. It may be the week after. Hell, it may be the week after that. But I guarantee you, by the end of this season, you're going to lose because of me.
Whoa. Some interesting thoughts for sure. And I guess
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe don't want to waste my time.
Well, before we sign off tonight, I do have, it looks like Nicholas Crenson wants to give a final thought. He has decided he wants to return. Nicholas Crenson, I give you the opportunity for any closing thoughts, anything else you want to plug, share, or say before we sign off tonight. The floor is yours.
Jason Myers and me are going to kick the living hell out of each other. As for turning my back on WCE, no, because here's the thing, Craven. You've been saying and doing the same old shtick for the past 2 years. And like I said, your worst nightmare is about to be back. So, Craven.
Just like your worst nightmare when you dropped the RCW title.
Listen to these guys, Golda. They're just fighting each other. It's easy.
Craven.
Tensions have certainly flared in the WCE.
Tom, I'm pretending to be James Marshall. Ask me a question. Ask me the question.
So what do you think about Omen Black here and what he said about you all night tonight on Sportswire Radio?
You better shut your mouth, James.
James Marshall, do you have any final words before we sign off tonight? Anything else you want to say to Omen Black?
I let my talking do it in the ring.
Wow.
James Marshall, do you have any other closing thoughts? Anything you want to plug, share, or say?
I let my talking do in the ring.
Okay, well, certainly the talking has been done quite a bit by some people on Sportswire Radio tonight.
Dude, that was an Oscar-worthy performance. You gave Daniel Day-Lewis a run for his money.
I would say he's going to give Robert Downey Jr. a run for his money in Oppenheimer, but that's a different discussion.
There's a lot of wiener sucking going on here, guys.
That means a lot coming from you. That means a lot coming from you.
Let me get to the final comments. Well, we heard the first 3 times strikers. See what happens when you only give 49% of the thought, kids? ? SMH. Will Striker strike out when he faces Craven in 48 hours? Rage is a coward, period, from Coach Craven. Now, Crenson is driving through the drive-thru. Chris Craven versus Craven Rage equals money. Could be. Maybe something that could be discussed. Craven Rage versus a dictionary equals money. I don't know about that. We'll have to see, certainly. That certainly is. Someone better have an AED device on standby for Saturday. Skulls is actually having some interesting comments tonight. Skulls is bringing it tonight. I mean, maybe it's a new and improved.
That's because somebody's probably sitting next to him telling him what to say.
That's a ghostwriter right there.
It seems like maybe sales of the skull is action figure have helped him in dictionary improvement. I don't know, but he's doing good tonight. Skulls is bringing it. Skulls is bringing the heat. I like it. Crenson's back on break. You better get back inside before you get fired for trying to cut promos on the company time, kid. Thanks, Tom. And still number 1 in all of entertainment with Reverend Tom on the scene. Sportswire Radio. Till next time, good night, farewell, and amen. So long, everybody. Well, Adonis, maybe I should turn the mic over to you. Maybe we can continue to be number 1 with Adonis and the Thelios Effect on Sportswire Radio. Well,
Not a fucking chance.
Not a chance in hell.
Well, you never say never. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, before we sign off, I want to thank everybody that has tuned in. I want to wish everybody all the best in their matches upcoming. That includes Nicholas Crenson against Jason Myers, Craven Rage, our all-out champion, the Backyard Nightmare, the ruler of the yard, against Remington Striker, Omen Black, our reigning defending IMF champion of the world, the number 1 contender to the LMFP title, and also the Jovi's Vlog champion, who will be in a tables match. His favorite, he's 8-0 in that match, and also James Marshall, he'll be squaring off in a tables match. We're looking forward to seeing Omen Black out there in the ring. Darkfire in his first defense of the RCW Underground World title against Uric.
And keep it real, it's going to be his only defense. Only defense.
Could very well be. And in the main event, the WC Interstate Champion, the resident rock star Sean Jovi, against one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions, Soldier GP, in a 3 doors down match. It doesn't get any better than that. All of these matches are going to be great. We're also going to see one more time again Nicholas Crenson, Jason Myers, Craven Rage, Remington Striker for Craven Rage's title, Omen Black, again, the IMF champion, number 1 contender to the LMFP title, Jovi's Vlog champion against James Marshall tables match. We're also going to see Uric and Darkfire, Jovi Soldier GP main event. We're going to see Prince Charles and Dash Andrews against Jordan Next and Felix Jones with Adonis Felios, the special referee. So we'll have to see what happens in all of that. And Skulls wants to say this is entertainment better than TV. Well, you know what? Skulls is on fire tonight. Skulls
is Ghostwriter. It's not him. Swear to God.
Maybe you know
I swear to God, too. It's not him. It's Ghostwriter.
He's been good tonight. I got to say, Skulls, is kick some butt tonight. This is the best I've heard Skulls in comments maybe ever on Sportswire. But I
Yeah,
want
but
to
you
thank.
can't talk that stuff though. That's
Well, never say never, right? Never say never. But I
never.
want to thank everybody for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. I'm your voice of all wrestling. I'll be back again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. British Standard Time with Davey Blaze. James Taylor wants to say I wouldn't say that, Skulls, but he says LOL. Just kidding. Well, again, good luck, everybody. I want one more time everybody to follow Sean Jovi, YouTube, Facebook, RCW Rules. Also, Sean Jovi Selby on Instagram. Go give him a follow. Also, IMF Wrestling 666 on YouTube, Instagram, IMF_wrestling, WC Heat on YouTube, Facebook, WCHeat.com. Good luck, everybody. I can't wait to bring you all back on after the show and talk about it. Good night, and also safe travels for our IMF guys. And thank you, as always, for your time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the talking has been done. If you're on sportnarium.com/player, you're going to go back to your regularly scheduled programming. Again, if you're on YouTube and Twitter, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, Davey Blaze, tune in. Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Alliance Wrestling League coverage, and the legendary on Labor Day, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 p.m. British Standard Time. Dean Allmark, UK Wrestling Royalty, a man who has defeated Daniel Bryan not once but twice in the ring. I want to thank again my very good friend, documentary and filmmaker Luke Leyland, for setting this opportunity up for us. So thank you, Mr. Leyland, for giving us this opportunity. But good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sports Wire Radio.